Hello YouTube, it's Silver Age Dave. It's Friday before Christmas. I'm being good. Hopefully you're being good too. I am in the comic room. I think today's going to be a great day. I've been running a lot. Did a 18 miler on Wednesday. It was icy cold out. I froze the whole way, but it felt great when I was finished. Ran 3 fast miles yesterday. Felt great. I froze. Today it's going to warm up to 37 degrees and I'm going to go out. I don't know how far I'm going to run today. Maybe 10 miles, maybe 20 miles. And tonight we're going out with friends. We're going to a place that teach you how to throw axes. And so I bought a gag gift. It's an axe in the head, like Steve Martin's arrow in the head. I bought an axe in the head. So that I'm going to walk into this bar event place with an axe in my head and tell them I need lessons. So I'm looking forward to today. It's just going to be great. If I run a few more miles, I can eat and drink a little bit more tonight. So I'm encouraged to run far. But if you can't pick it up in the voice, I'm loving life right now. I have a big appreciation. Before I go too far, big appreciation. I've been making videos for just a hair over 2 years. I've got 2,400 people, which I can't even believe, that have chosen to subscribe. I know there's a lot more out there that don't subscribe but still watch the videos. I appreciate all of you. So my Christmas appreciation, thank you for being part of this channel. It is our channel, and I appreciate every one of you. Thank you also, before I move to the point of the video, thank you for so many people who answered the question of the community. Over this holiday season, I am trying to figure out why I collect comic books. So if you lived here locally, you would come over to the comic room, we would drink some Bud Lights, and we'd figure it out. But I don't have that many people that live here locally, so we do it here on YouTube. That's just how it is. And I appreciate so many people who answered the question. I'm reading through all of them. Some are simple answers, some are very long and detailed answers, and I appreciate them all because it's going to help me. And I appreciate you helping me. I have an AOK that was delivered yesterday. I'm going to open that up, but I'm not going to open it up right now. It's from my good friend Metarog, and I can't wait to open it, but I am going to wait to open it. And that'll happen maybe tomorrow or maybe Monday. We'll see. I want to talk about this comic book right here. This is a Lone Ranger #1. It's from January of 1948. And I paid somewhere in the ballpark maybe $1 for it. Really, I paid a lot more than that. But if I average out all the comics that were in the box, I didn't pay much. And at face value, you might look at this and you might say, man, that guy is ripping people off. But this is a special story, and I thought Christmas is an appropriate time to tell the story. So if you have a minute, pull up a chair and I'll share with you. This particular haul, there was a long box of Golden Age, or not a long box, there was a short box of Golden Age comic books, all mixed variety of stuff. It had a lot of Walt Disney items in it, and a lot of, I'll call them the off-brand comic books of the time. You know, a lot of this stuff was comic strip. I'm going to walk around while we're doing this, and we're going to look at some smiles. That plays into the story. So, I had a garage sale. This is way more than a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And I love having a garage sale. And it's not to make money. When we have a lot of stuff, we donate a lot of things. My wife, she is a donation queen. And she believes, like, when we get into Lent coming up soon, she does this thing a friend of hers invented. It's called Bag a Day. It's garbage bag a day every day for like a month. And it doesn't matter sometimes if we need it or not. She's going to go through our house, and every day she's going to fill up a garbage bag, and that garbage bag is going to go to Goodwill, and that's just how it is. Well, throughout the year, I will compile items that I think, well, I don't necessarily want to donate these because you're kind of shotgunning them out there when you donate. I'd rather have a garage sale, and then the people that are looking for this specific item or that specific item, it'll get right into their hands. And most of all, I get to meet them. I love meeting people. If you haven't noticed from the channel, I'm pretty sociable. I like socializing, and when you have a lot of little kids, you meet a lot of people with similar things going on in their life. And then as you get older, you meet less and less people. It's just how it is. But I've always found garage sales to be fascinating because I'm meeting a lot of people that also love garage sailing. I love it. If I see an estate sale sign or a garage sale sign and I have time, I want to go in there. And I'm not the quick in and out. I'm blasting through here. I'm going to have little conversations. I don't want to take up people's time when they're busy, but I want to have little conversations. And in general, I want to leave people better than I found them. And so I will smile a lot and I will laugh a lot and I will get to know people. And it's not for any ulterior motive. It's just to be better. It makes me happier if I leave people happier. So that's kind of my MO. Well, anyway, so we'll just say a couple years ago, I'm having this garage sale. I had all these antiques. I had gotten them. We bought a house as is. It had a bunch of stuff in it that we donated. But then there were some antique items that I thought were, I'm going to make up a word here, specialer. And so I'd held on to them a little while, but we're not antique-y people. And so my wife is a minimalist. So if you see the comic room, you're like, oh my gosh, that guy's a hoarder. In comic related stuff, I am. But in real life, when you walk in our rooms, it's like she would be happy, I think, if there were 2 chairs and a little table, and it was a giant room. I think my wife would be happy with that. So we're not collectors at home with any other stuff. I had all these antiques. I had a lot of other cool stuff. People love my garage sales when I have them because it's all like really nice stuff, good condition. And I had a gentleman and his wife show up. They were from the middle of Indiana, really, really far away, like 4 hours away. They were in town in Toledo taking care of his mom's house. I think his mom had passed away, but they still keep the house. He's never been ready to sell it. And so they'll come to Toledo intermittently to take care of the house. And they happen to be antique dealers of sorts. They go to estate sales, they go to garage sales, they buy antiques. And then wherever they live in the middle of Indiana, they have a pole building and they have it set up as a little antique place. And I had all these antiques. And the gentleman's name was Gail. He and his wife were just so lovely, really, really kind, nice people. He was a couple years older than me, and he had this big, big amount of stuff that he wanted to buy. And we had gotten along, and we got to the part of the conversation where it was going to be negotiations. And I said, look, Gail, I'm so much enjoying all the conversation, and I don't want it to be stressful for you. So you know about this stuff. I don't know about this stuff. I don't care about this stuff. This stuff came to me essentially free. It was in a house I bought. We fixed up this house, which was lost. It was gone. That house was going to be knocked down. We fully restored that house. We brought it back from beyond and sold it, and we made some money on it. So I'm in this for nothing. I said, you know about this stuff. Just put a number on it. I've really enjoyed meeting you. Just put a number on it and promise me that you're going to make money on it. Okay? Don't feel like you have to overpay me on this. I enjoyed meeting you. Just give me a number and let's move on past it. And he said, okay, Dave, how about this? And he gave me a number which I was fine with. I can't take my family out to dinner for the amount of money. It was an inconsequential. I'm very blessed, but it was an inconsequential number. And I said okay because it made my life better and it made his life better and everything was good. And he bought that stuff, and I never expected to see him again. It was too odd that, he came from so far away. There was no reason to ever see him again. And maybe 6 months, a year after that, I got a call out of the blue. He said, Dave, it's Gail. And I'd actually forgotten. I'm thinking, Gail who? And he said, from the garage sale. I said, oh, yeah, Gail. And he said, hey, I'm in town again working on Mom's house, and I have this box of comics that I bought at an estate sale. I paid $100 for this big lot. It had all these Tonka trucks, which that was his thing. He said it had all these Tonka trucks. I sold a couple of those for 10 times what I paid for them. And I got this box of comics, and I remember you saying you love comic books. Would you like to look at them? Maybe you want to buy them. And I said, Gail, it sounds great. And it was a Friday afternoon. I just closed up at work, and I had a little bit after you locked the door stuff to do, bank deposits and such. And I said, hey, I'm at the office. It's closer to your mom's house. Why don't you bring the stuff here? I'll take a look. And he said, okay. And they were heading basically from meeting with me. They were heading to meet friends for dinner, and he showed up. He wasn't here, with me for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And he said, okay, Dave, this is the box. I looked through it just briefly. I knew there were nice comics. They were all 10 centers. But he said, look, I paid $100 for the whole thing. I've made my money back tenfold. Just put a number on it, Dave, just like the antiques. And I said, well, how about I give you $50 then, right? Cut it in half. And he said, no. He said, why don't we do 75? And I said, okay. And so I gave him the $75. I think there were 75 to 100 comics in there, maybe. I don't even know right now how many there were. It was just a short box. And he left, and I had a smile on my face. And then after the fact, I was going through the box, and lo and behold, there's a Lone Ranger #1 in there. And that comic alone is a valuable comic. The rest of the stuff, there were some good comics, nothing like that. But all in all, the interaction was perfect. It was perfect because we made each other's lives better. Not because he benefited from the antiques or I benefited from the comic books. Truth be told, I hope it worked out even Steven. I really do. But if he benefited more than me, then that's fine. If I benefited more than him, then that's fine. I look forward, and this is kind of like, I guess, the Shawshank Redemption. I look forward to seeing my friend Gail. All the other stuff aside, that's the part of it that I really enjoyed, was meeting a great guy who made my life better. His wife was great. She made my life better. Hopefully we made each other smile. We made each other laugh. And, who benefits $1 more or $1 less? Life's too short. Who really cares? Life's too hard to focus on that kind of stuff. And I just felt like this Christmas season, I wanted to share that story and tell you what's important is your attitude. It's important to get up if you've taken a hit in life. We all have. It's important to get back up, and it's important to get back up with a smile and be the best you can be. So this holiday season, make someone smile. Go out into life, whether it be the mall, school, work, wherever it is in your neighborhood. Wear that big happy smile. Let people come in. Spend your time with them. And in the long run, you will be better for it. Silver Age Dave is out.